how to start a videography business. Okay, there are literally so many things that I can share with you. How to get started, what equipment to use, how to shoot a wedding, ... There's so many different things. So honestly, I'm probably gonna have this be like a 3, 4, 5, 6-part series on all of the steps so you guys feel really prepared. And that way the video won't be 5 hours long today. Also, I think that probably 99.9999% of everything that I talk about is also applicable to photography, as well as probably a lot of other things. So if you're thinking about photography, this will also be great for you because videography and photography go hand in hand. Alright, so we're going to talk about 3 things today. First, I'll give you a little introduction on myself and how I got into videography. Then we're going to talk about building a portfolio, investing, and equipment. Okay guys, here's my story. I did not go to any fancy film school. I didn't have crazy amazing mentors. I did, however, go to this school called YouTube University. Maybe you've heard of it. Literally, YouTube, Google, and reaching out to other professionals is how I learned everything. I have always loved to film. Guys, this is back in the day when I would borrow my parents' camcorders. So how did I turn a hobby into a professional job? Guys, it all started with a friend's wedding where I just started filming stuff on my phone, not a professional camera, but on my iPhone, and I just started filming. I didn't even ask them if I could film the wedding. I was just kind of following around the photographer and shooting all of that footage. And I went home, I edited it into a movie, and I showed it to my friends. And it actually turned out pretty good for being my first wedding. Obviously, I wasn't hired and I wasn't paid, but for being my first wedding and for doing it on my phone, it turned out really good. So from there, I started advertising and decided, hey, I'm going to turn this into an actual business and see where it can take me. It brings in a lot of money, it's a lot of fun, and I'm really passionate about it. And so I figured, why not? Let's just go for it. So in terms of how long I've been doing this or when I got started, I've been practicing for years and years and years and years. But when I decided to actually turn it into something official and make it a business, that was probably 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, step number 1 is build your portfolio. This is key, you guys, so key. Your portfolio does not have to be perfect. In fact, it will not be perfect. I've been doing this for 5 years and my portfolio is not perfect. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you're filming, you're editing, and you're putting stuff out there. Over time, you're going to get better and better, but right now, you just need to produce. Okay, imagine your friend comes up to you and tells you that she wants to set you up on a blind date. What's the first thing you're gonna ask? Is he cute? Right? You ask your friend, is he cute? And she says, I don't know. You guys, I do not know what people did before the days of social media where you couldn't go and stalk the guy. But these days, no way you're saying yes until you've gone and looked at the pictures. You either saw for yourself in the pictures that, yeah, I want to go date him, or you just really trust your friend's recommendation, or you're just kind of desperate. But you need to know something, right? You're talking to your friend, how tall is he? I don't know. Is he cute? I don't know. Does he work? I don't know. You have to know something about this guy in order to go out with him. This is exactly the same as videography or photography. In my experience, people have messaged me or called me and told me, hey, I've never shot a wedding before. Can I second shoot for you? Or can I shadow you at the event? Or whatever the case is. And I'll ask them to see their portfolio. And I don't care if it's family vacations. I don't care if it's a birthday party. I don't care if they just went to the park and filmed a kid. I just want to see something to know what I'm working with. If they literally haven't filmed anything before, there is no way that I'm letting them shadow me at a wedding. Now that's just for them actually shadowing a different videographer. Do you think anybody's going to hire you? Do you think you're going to get to work for this brand? Do you think this bride is going to want you to cover her wedding if she hasn't seen any of your work before? I know this seems so obvious, but you have to start building your portfolio and putting it out there. Eventually, yeah, you're gonna want a website, but there's so many free ways to put your videos out there, like YouTube, Instagram, all social media, that are all free. So you really don't have any excuses at this point for not just filming, editing, and putting it out into the world. If you're thinking to yourself right now, I have a really boring life and I don't have anything to film, you are wrong. Maybe your life is really boring, maybe you sit and watch Netflix all day. I'm not judging. However, if that's the case, go find something to film. Go take your kids to the park and film them going down the slide. Film your date night. Do you ever travel with your friends and family? Film your vacations. Do you love to wear makeup? Film a makeup tutorial. I don't care what you're filming, you can always find something to film and just practice. Okay, tip numero dos, invest. You guys, educate yourself and then throw yourself the freak in. Let me fill you in on a little secret. The best investment that you can make, the one that's going to yield the greatest return in the entire world, is the investment that you make in yourself. You literally cannot beat this. Okay, so how? How do you invest in yourself? Well, you've already started by watching this video, right? You're educating yourself, you're researching, you're trying to be better, you are doing your homework. There is so much content out there, it's ridiculous. And the best part of everything is that it's all free. Watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, read books. If you're saying books aren't free, you need to go to the library. But anyways, there's so much content and you need to start consuming it so that you can better yourself. So that's the first part of investing in yourself, learning. You gotta figure out how to work your camera, how to edit, how to do business. You have a lot of stuff to learn. Keep watching and I'm gonna teach you all of these things. The second thing you're going to need to invest in is equipment. So how do you get your equipment? You already own it. Guys, I filmed my first wedding on an iPhone. This is your camera. And holy crap, it's 2020 and these have freaking good cameras. So this is your number one best friend until you can invest in a higher end professional quality camera. As great as your phone is, you will need to upgrade it because you need the credibility. You cannot show up to shoot somebody's wedding and pull this out, unless if it's your friend and you're doing it for free. But if somebody actually hires you and they are your client and this is your camera, you're going to lose that credibility because it doesn't look professional. Now let's be real, the quality on this is really, really good, and I assure you it's better than the bride's uncle who's standing in the back with his camcorder from 1995, but they don't know that and they want to see professional equipment. See you shooting with your iPhone, they're going to think that they could have just done this themselves. They probably can't edit like you and they're probably not going to get the quality that you got, but that's what's going through their minds. So how do we upgrade? If you've looked at cameras before, you know that they are not cheap. Professional gear is very pricey. So how did I get mine? I decided to make this leap from being an iPhone videographer to a professional videographer. I had a portfolio built. I had years and years of vacations and parties and fun things all filmed. Now I was ready for that next step. I needed professional gear. So you guys, I opened up a credit card. Now I know credit cards can be a little bit controversial. Personally, I love credit cards. If you can be responsible and pay off your credit card every month, you are going to make more money because credit card companies reward you with points and cash back and all sorts of things for using their card. I'm going to do an entire video on credit cards, so pause that for now. But anyways, if you're responsible enough to use your credit card wisely and to pay it off each month, this could be a good route for you too. I found a credit card that had a 0% intro APR for 12 months. Basically what that means is you don't have to pay any interest on the credit card for the first 12 months that it's opened. So what I did is I told myself, I'm buying all this gear on a credit card. I have 12 months to make money and to pay it off. I absolutely refused to pay any interest. So having this mindset was critical for me because I knew I have 12 months to make it. I have to pay off all of this equipment, which was about $6,000, $7,000 within 12 months, and there was no other option. I had to do it. That meant I had to advertise, I had to put myself out there, and I had to reach out to people so that I would get paying clients so I could pay off this credit card before I had to start paying interest at the 1-year mark. Guys, I set this goal. I had to hit $6,500 within 12 months. Well, I actually hit it in 4 months. And by the time I did hit 12 months, I had more than tripled that goal. So, if you're like me and you're thinking, I need this equipment, I'm going to work my butt off and try to get a bunch of paid gigs so that I can pay it off, a credit card could be a really good option. Now, if you're thinking, A, I don't want to open a credit card, B, I don't know that I can always pay off the balance, and C, what if I don't get paying clients and then I can't pay it off? That might not be the best option for you. Okay, so let's look at different options. There are more affordable options out there, and below the video, if you read the caption or my comment or whatever it's called, I have a list of all of the gear that we use, and I have some beginning equipment that's a lot less expensive but still gives really good results that you can start with. Another really good option is to buy used. This time of year is a great time to buy used equipment because a lot of professionals upgrade at the holidays. So now what they're doing is they're listing all of their old gear on Craigslist, on Facebook Marketplace, on whatever site you use to buy used stuff. Now, always be cautious when you're buying used gear because unfortunately there's scammers out there and they'll sell you something that's crappy. But for the most part, I would say if it's coming from a professional, they probably took really good care of their equipment and it could be a great place for you to start out. Also a note on cell phones, most of your camera phones are better than those point and shoot cameras that you can actually buy. So if you're seeing like a little wimpy camera on Facebook, but it's actually a camera and not a phone, be really cautious before buying it because there's a really good chance that this quality is better than what that point shoot camera can do. Everybody's starting off with a different budget. Everybody has a different amount of time that they can prioritize to starting this new business. So I get that this is different for everybody. However, I give you permission to splurge a little bit. If you are all in and you're telling yourself that, hey, I can do this, I am going to do this, and I'm going to pay off this gear, then open up the credit card and buy it. Some of you might have a spouse in the other room overhearing this and might be going crazy. Obviously do what's best for your family, but I'm telling you, if you can go all in and have the mindset that you're going to perform and you're going to win, then you can get it paid off. One other note on equipment is you have to prioritize. There is so much gear that you can buy. For me, and probably you too, the most important things are the camera and the lens, okay? So that's what I prioritized and was willing to spend a little bit more money on. But in terms of microphones, tripods, gimbals, drones, all the other stuff, that will come with time. Personally, I love my DSLR. I use the Canon 5D Mark IV. It came out in August 2016, but as of right now, it's still the newest model in that lineup. Overall, I want you to keep this in mind as we're talking about equipment. It is the videographer or the photographer who makes or breaks it. You can have the most amazing camera in the world and a crappy videographer, and your footage is going to turn out terrible. You can have the worst camera in the world, an amazing videographer, and you'll get really good footage. So again, it just goes back to practicing. Build that portfolio and start developing your skill set so that you can make really good quality videos and turn this into a professional business. All right, that's where we're going to end for today. In future videos, I'll talk about how to get clients, where to advertise, how to shoot different events, all that jazz. But right now, you just gotta get started. So film, put your videos on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever it is, and tag me and I'll watch them, and just start practicing. There is insane amounts of opportunity in photography and videography. You might be looking in thinking that this is a very saturated market and it can be really hard to make it, but honestly, if you do a good job and you market yourself the right way, you can easily surpass everybody else. So anyways, those are my tips for today. Stay tuned because part 2 will be coming at you soon. Thanks guys.